Welcome to hip hop culture.
Episode number 5. A step into the surreal. The year is 1992, the hours are few and the payments now due. A leap year starting on Wednesday of the Gregorian calendar, the 1992nd year of the Common Era, CE, and Anno Domini, AD, designations, the 992nd year of the second millennium, the 92nd year of the 20th century, and the third year of the 1990s decade. The Antarctic ice sheet is an important indicator of climate change and driver of sea level rise. 1992 ocean-driven melting has caused rates of ice loss from West Antarctica to increase by billions. Ross Perot announces he will run as an independent in the upcoming presidential race against Bill Clinton and President Bush. Clinton was a guest on the Arsenio Hall show on Wednesday, June 3, 1992, the day after he secured the Democratic Party nomination. He played Heartbreak Hotel on the saxophone. Clinton took the election. April 2, 1992. Gotti had been known as the Teflon Don after being acquitted in 3 trials during the 1980s, but the FBI was able to make the charges stick after a high-ranking member of his crime family agreed to cooperate with the authorities. Gotti was later sentenced to life in prison on June 23 of that year. None of this has anything to do with hip-hop. I just thought I would mention it. While 1992 saw the definite rise of West Coast hip-hop to prominence, there was still plenty of excellent boom bap coming from the East. Also, more acts from the South started making their mark. Mainstream, gangsta, boom bap, alternative, there was something for everyone in 1992. Looming over all of the year's events was the specter of April's riots in Los Angeles. Rap has long been the only popular forum for expressing the rage and frustration of the city's streets, and some observers took its unapologetic language as evidence that the music directly fueled the violence. But the political establishment declined to address the issues raised in these songs. There were too many easy points to be gained from attacking rap. Starting with Public Enemy's video for By the Time I Get to Arizona, which depicted the group assassinating the state's elected officials for refusing to establish a holiday honoring Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday. Within days, Ice-T was up against the wall. A Texas police organization discovered a track called Cop Killer on his speed metal album, Body Count, and threatened a boycott of Time Warner, the record's distributor. Most disturbing is the chilling effect the Cop Killer affair has had on new rap releases. Songs and albums by such artists as Paris, Tragedy, aka Intelligent Hoodlum, and Cool G Rap and DJ Polo, have been delayed, altered and even dropped from release schedules by record companies spooked by the ongoing outcry. Let's take a look at some other important releases from 1992, both the majors and underground classics. The Chronic, Dr. Dre, Los Angeles, California. Don't Sweat the Technique, Eric B. and Rakim, Long Island, New York. Uncut Dope, The Ghetto Boys, 5th Ward, Dallas, Texas. 3 monumental releases in hip-hop that span the United States, near end to end. Then you have to give mention to these additional classics released in 1992. Bizarre Ride, The Far Side. Shorty the Pimp, Too Short. Stunts, Blunts in Hip Hop, Diamond D. Return of the Funky Man, Lord Finesse. Can I Borrow a Dollar? Common Sense. Funk Your Head Up, Ultramagnetic MCs. Spice One, Spice One. If you're a true fan of hip hop, you want to know the classics. If you're real with it, you want to own it in one format or another. In Boston, the scene was changing. While those fun soda pop bubblegum boy bands still ruled the airwaves, an underground scene had taken shape in Boston. Still, before they were the Exile Society, LCJ and Trank were hanging out in the shadowed Ayer Street area, just beyond downtown Boston. Skateboarders, punks, painters, poets, low-key psychedelic drug dealers and other rejected slick types, gathered by the neon lights of the Blue Diner in the wee hours of the earliest of morn, exchanging thoughts. After one semester at Emerson College, Nyambezi had decided it wasn't for him and jumped, headlong, into the tide of African American history and militant verse. One night, in the wee hours before dawn, Trank returned home to find his older brother, still awake sitting in their room. He was quietly tinkering with a track. Nyambezi could see, from the abstract observations of his younger brother, that he was on one. "What are you on, cat?" he asked. Trank chuckled. Reaching into a dark purple backpack he pulled out a pink bottle of Mad Dog 2020. On something? He responded. Earlier in the night, Trank had chewed a fistful of mushrooms, and yeah, the world looked different. He handed the bottle to his brother, who shrugged and took a proper guzzle of the potent warm potion. You know, I'm just out there, under those pineapple skies, handing out jelly beans to squirrels, as if they were little jokes. Nyambezi laughed, spraying a mist of pink Mad Dog 2020. Do you Jim Morrison much? He said, handing Trank the bottle. Yes, let's open some doors. That would be the foundation of the beat, you dig? Silent a moment. You should write that down. Yo, how would the beat go? Nyambezi asked. It was a needed distraction from the compositions that he was working on that later turned out to be the flip side of the test print vinyl they made and distributed only 2 copies, to key radio stations in Boston. With additional vocals from the newest member of the group, younger brother Hypno, and female vocalist Storm, Trank had written the whimsical Through the Looking Glass. Nyambezi had written the subversive Sabotage. Their very first hit, Through the Looking Glass, was played in rotation on WILD and college radio station, WERS. We would love to release for the first time ever, this super rare limited edition 7-inch vinyl. However, with sample clearance issues we cannot. Which is a shame, because these were 2 tunes that are really knocking and would ultimately be classic. We apologize, but wait. You are in luck. We do have the second Nyambezi political classic never released before now. The digital download Blacklash is now available on the Hi-Fi Underground shop.
Attention, Mr. and Mrs. American, and all of the ships at sea, staying tuned with